Okay, hello Year 4 again. Welcome to the first lesson of the new topic, which is fractions. Now this is an introduction, an introductory lesson. It'll be quite basic, just to jog your memories. I know we haven't really covered a lot of fractions. We've touched on them in school this year, but because it's been such a long time, we're going to go back to basics and sort of try and give you a stronger foundation and then hopefully move you on to some of the more complicated stuff later on. Okay, so you'll be pleased to know this is a nice short lesson, nice and simple, mostly thinking involved, not too much work. Okay, so as always, we need to be prepared. Let's have a nice sharp pencil and an eraser and a paper or a notebook. Now, hopefully, you have got a notebook for your math work, and you've got different topics inside. So now you've done your area and perimeter last week, and now we're going to be starting our fractions. So we're going to be going on, and hopefully all your work's in one place, so you can come back to look at it when you need to. Okay, some key vocabulary for this lesson and for the next few lessons. We've got the word part, and that's sort of part of something, a part of a pizza, for example. Here we go. We've got a part of this big circle here. The second word is whole, so like not whole as in digging a hole, whole with a W, which is all of something. So for example, this picture here, all of this shape is all the parts together. Or you can have part of the whole, which is the next couple of words there. So this here would be just part of the whole, okay? And the split, again, some of these words will cross over and can mean similar things. So this is a split, this is how it's split. And it's very similar to the word divide, so how we're dividing this. If it was a pizza, who would get this, and who would get this one, and who would get this one. So how are you going to split it, and how are you going to divide it? Okay? So moving on then, here's a question just to get your brains warming up. We've all seen attractions like this. This is one in London. It's called the London Eye, and the idea is people can sit on one of these pods and they'll get taken around and they can see all of London, or vast amounts of London. So the question is here, if this pod here is just a part of the whole, remember whole means all of something, what would the whole be? So if this was just a part of something bigger, what would that be? What would be the whole here? Okay, so pause it, have a think, jot down some notes, and we'll get back to you. Okay, so it should be fairly straightforward for most of you. If a pod is part of the whole, then what would the whole be? So we know this is part of the whole, so then the whole thing is that. Okay, and this pod is just a tiny little part of that whole attraction. Okay, so let's try and get this concept of a part of something and the whole of something. Okay, so then if we can get this idea as well, if the world is the whole, what could be a part of it? Now, is there only one answer here? It's probably what I would like you to think about. Is there only one answer, or could there be multiple different answers? So let's have a closer look of it. So if the world here is the whole, so we're looking for one part of this earth, of the whole earth. So it doesn't have to be a city or a country or a continent. It can be any part that we choose. So for example, we could have a country. We could say, for example, we got here Egypt. Egypt is a part, and the whole, the world is the whole. So Egypt would be the part. We can go into cities. We can say we've got Riyadh here in Jeddah, in Saudi. Riyadh is another part of the world. So anything in the world could be a part of the earth, part of the world. Landmarks, the Great Barrier Reef, or the Leaning Tower of Pisa, for example, is a part of the whole world. So, with that in mind, if we were to zoom out a little bit and say, well, now the Earth is just a little part of something which is the whole, what could that whole be? Yeah? It could be anything, right? It could be, you could go back and say it's part of the solar system, our immediate solar system. And you would be right to say that, because the Earth is one part of our whole, which is the solar system. And we can define that whole. We can say the whole is our solar system, one part of that is the Earth, and also one part of that is Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. These are all one part of our solar system. You can go further and say that the Earth is one part of the galaxy, the Milky Way, or even further it goes the universe. So these are just one part of a whole. Okay, like one slice of a pizza as well. The whole pizza, and you've got one slice. Okay, so I hope you guys managed to do that challenging part at the bottom. Should be quite straightforward. Again, like I said, it's an introduction. It's an introductory lesson. You should ace this nice and simply. Okay, so we've got a short activity for you guys. What I'd like you to do is look at the images you've been given. So you can either zoom in like we did with the Earth and the landmarks and the cities, or zoom out like we did. We went to the universe and solar systems. So you can figure out which way you'd like to go. And then you can write an answer. So jot this sentence down in your notebook or whatever you're working on, and fill in the gaps. Okay, and we're going to pause it, and then I'll come back to you. We'll see if we can go through some answers. Also, try, this was nice and straightforward, so I'm expecting nearly all of you then to do the challenging part, which is design your own part whole. Okay, so you can draw a picture to help you if you'd like. So design your version of one of these. So, we've got the day is a whole. So something is a part. So what, if you were split the day up into some things, what would those be? And remember, it could be more than one answer. So it's really up to you. As long as don't say a centimeter is a part. That doesn't really make sense. So as long as it's relative, the day is the whole. So a second is the part, or a minute, along those lines. So then you have a go at doing something yourself. So you can design your own part of the whole. So you can think of a part, look around in your homes. Do you have a dining table with chairs? Which could be the part and which could be the whole? Okay, so as a whole, it would be the whole dining table arrangement, and a chair could be a part of that. Okay, so you guys think of something for yourself as well. I'll pause it right here. Have a think, write down a sentence, and we'll come back to you in a moment. Okay, I hope you managed to jot some things down. Go over some of the answers then. The day is the whole, an hour is a part. Nice and simple. And then the opposite then, a day is a part, and a year is the whole. Okay, and then the house is the whole, and then the door is a part. So we've got these splits of numbers. So what we're trying to do then, during the next couple of lessons, then you can look at how these work in terms of fractions. We've got the whole numbers. We've got parts of those numbers. So we have to make sense of this idea. So, okay, so you can check your own answers here. I'd love to hear from you guys if you've done some of your own challenges. That'd be great to hear. And I hope you guys understood this. Nice and straightforward, nice and easy, hopefully. Okay, that should be the end of the lesson there. Any questions, as always, feel free to email me, ask your teachers during the Zoom sessions. This is the end of the lesson, so hopefully that's nice and straightforward. We'll see you next lesson.